Welcome back to the Hibiscus Ohana's kitchen. Today we're gonna do a very quick meal. Everything's pretty much gonna be from frozen. Sometimes you don't have that much time to get things ready or prep. And today's one of those days. And today we're making chicken noodle soup from frozen using our instant pot. So follow along with us and tell us what you think. All right. So I preheated my instant pot. It's on saute on high. We're gonna add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And to that, we're gonna add our frozen vegetables. We have our frozen and onion and pepper mix. We're gonna add about a cup of this. And we're also gonna add this fried roasted vegetables. We're gonna add also a cup of this and stir fry it until it's a little tender. Now it's cooking. Just stir it in there. Make sure it cooks evenly. And meantime, when this is cooking and the pot was heating, I also have a pot of water on my stove to heat that up. It's about 12 cups of water. Probably going to use about 6 to 8 cups for this soup because the noodle is gonna absorb a lot. So I got that on the stove right now, so it heats up, and we don't slow our cook down once it gets up to temperature. We don't want the temperature to drop, so it takes longer to cook. We want it to keep it high so things go quicker. And we're gonna also blend all of these things in to the soup to hide the veggies from my kids. And for those who don't like veggies, that's another good solution to get the flavors still in there and have the nutrition of the veggies in your food as well. All right, everything now is getting a little softer. We're probably gonna cook it for it's been cooking for about 3 minutes now, maybe another 3 to 4 minutes. And then we can add our water and our chicken bouillon to the pot. And then we're gonna cook it a little bit more and we'll blend it once everything's a little more tender. All right, now that our veggies are tender, I'm gonna put in our water. That's, like I said, I've already boiling. And I'm gonna use about 8 cups of water here. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of this. You can also use chicken stock instead if you don't want to use bouillon. This is just my preferred way of cooking, to use bouillon instead of chicken stock. Okay, we're going to cook that for another 4 minutes, and then we're going to blend all this into one smooth soup. All right, now that our veggies have been boiling for a little bit, it's softened up, so now we're going to blend it in, make a smooth soup. Now that it's smooth, this is when we're gonna add our salt and pepper. Maybe about 2 teaspoons of salt. A half a teaspoon of pepper. And it's gonna give it a little mix, and we're gonna give it a taste. It's a little more salt, and it should be good for us. Right. Now is when we're gonna add our chicken breast. I said this chicken breast is just frozen before I started this meal. Just took it out and I soaked it in this pot of water. It's still frozen. This is a fast meal. Like today when I come home from a full-time job, my kids are starving and they can't wait to eat. This is a perfect meal to make for them because it's quick, easy, and I didn't have anything prepared yet. Everything's frozen, and I can just throw it in my my pressure cooker, and everything cooks together. They said it's still frozen because these are 2 chicken breasts that are still stuck together. Into the pot, I'm going to add 1 bay leaf. And it's time to cover and pressure cook. Here I get my seal on. Lock it in place. Can't forget my little weight seal here to plug it up. Then we set it to pressure cook on high. We're gonna pressure cook for 20 minutes. It's gonna build up pressure. As soon as the pressure builds up, this is the timer is gonna start, and our 20-minute timer will kick on. And once that is up, we're gonna release the pressure and then shred our chicken. All right, our Instant Pot pressure cooker timer is done. 20 minutes is over. Now we're gonna release the pressure. Be careful when you do this because it's very hot. Now all the pressure is released. I'm just gonna open it and I'm gonna set my Instant Pot back to Sauté on high because we still need to shred our chicken and put in our noodles. So I'm going to remove my chicken and I'm going to shred it. All right, we remove our chicken and we're going to shred it while this starts to boil again. I like to take a metal spatula and just press it through, get it shredded. You could also use 2 forks.
Like the river to the sea, like the honey to the bee, like the stars need
I'll be right there, Dita.
midnight. You, darling, I just need you. Every breeze, every tree.
Okay, I'm done.
Whispers what you mean to me. Nature
Okay, when this
sings
is
it
sufficiently shredded, we can add it back to the
true.
pot.
Love's on my mind with you.
All right, we added our chicken back to the pot. Our soup has begun boiling again. And we're just gonna add in, I'm gonna use half a bag of egg noodles and we're gonna cook it for about 8 to 10 minutes. Or until we get the tenderness you desire. Stir it in and we're gonna let it cook. Okay, our egg noodles have been boiling for 12 minutes. It took 12 to 13 minutes to get the tenderness that we like it. Okay, before we serve, I am going to take out my bay leaf so we don't eat that. Gonna give it a good mix prior to serving. And here in Hawaii, we like everything with rice. There's rice everywhere. It's part of our culture. There's even rice at McDonald's and Burger King. So it's a very big part of our life here. All right, we just put it over our rice, get some noodles, get some chicken. Get that broth in there. And this is our chicken noodle soup, quick and easy. So, what do you think?